that make.
Round 7 of Red Bull Global Rallycross arrives at the Port of Los Angeles.
It's actually a quite tricky track because it has so many corners that falls away and tightens.
There's definitely going to be some guys getting punted into some walls. That's kind of fun, so we'll see what happens.
This weekend's demanding doubleheader race presents drivers with a difficult choice. Race to win or race to survive.
You come into this weekend as a doubleheader, you have to be smart. You have to respect your competitors.
It's risk versus reward in the City of Angels. This is Red Bull Global Rallycross, Los Angeles. Our supercar drivers getting ready to race. Nelson Piquet in the lead in the championship. He is 39 points ahead of Ken Block. Ken has made a late season charge, and he is looking good in that challenge. Right behind them, though, Scott Speed in third, Johnny Riemann in fourth, both hoping and both have a taste. They want that championship. But the spoiler this weekend, well, that could be the 199. Travis Pastrana back in GRC racing, won a heat already yesterday. He is looking good in Los Angeles. The Port of Los Angeles is the nation's busiest shipping container port, where they unload over 8 million containers every year. But today, it's all cleared out, and we have this purpose-built rallycross track getting ready to go, and the drivers are hungry to get out there on track. Hi, everyone. I'm Tess Sewell along with Tommy Kendall. And Tommy, we've heard it from the drivers, and everyone is talking about risk versus reward. As a driver, what do you do here in Los Angeles this weekend?
We have a doubleheader, so the team manager's saying you guys got to balance the risk. But the reality is, other than Nelson BK, who has a points cushion, the reward is what's in these guys' mind. They're trying to make up some ground. So they can talk all they want about, being conservative and not damaging the equipment. But if you end up with a shiny car and you're no closer at the end of these 3 races, nobody cares about that. So I think they're going to throw discretion to the wind and go for it.
Well, they're going to go for it, and they're going for it on a purpose-built track. As we said here, it's very tight, and it's going to be a challenge. Walk us through this track here in Los Angeles.
You can see how spectacular, right out on the peninsula, jutting out into the harbor. Turn 1 is a gentle bend, but gets real tight and narrow in a hurry at turn 2. Same thing at turn 4, so avoiding trouble in those 2 spots is key. You go in, then turn 6 is the start of the dirt and the jump section. Really short dirt section, but the dirt gets drug into turn 7. That's been a problem spot this weekend. Now the Joker jumps off kind of in the middle of turn 6, and so it's only a little bit quicker. So to actually make a pass there, you have to do it exactly perfectly.
Well, a very tight track and a big challenge for all of these drivers. With 4 races left to go, take a look at the point standing. We said Nelson Piquet, 39 points clear of Block, but Speed and Wiemann, they both still have a chance. Well, if you're going to really make it happen here this weekend, you've got to be very careful and very smart with your equipment. And for more on that, let's go to the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Kristen Kenny.
Thanks, Tess. Because it's a doubleheader, it brings new challenges to all the teams out here. This is Subaru's 3-car team, and they have twice as many parts here. You can see this is where they store all of their parts. They have 25 doors, 18 front and rear bumpers, 6 transmissions, 6 motors, 20 axles. It's double the parts and double the workload for these guys.
Thanks, Kristen. Well, an awful lot of toys sitting there in the pits. What is Red Bull Global Rallycross? Well, 2 6-lap heats where the top 3 advance straight through to the final, then a last chance qualifier with the top 4 advancing, and then a 10-car, 10-lap final to wind it all out. The racing is going to be hot here in Los Angeles this weekend. Well, you've heard all about Red Bull Global Rallycross, but let's get you a more in-depth look at our track now with our GoPro track preview and Tanner Faust.
Coming to you live from sunny Hollywood, California, I'm your host, Tanner Faust, and this is the GoPro course preview. I'll be driving the Rockstar Energy and Ready Volkswagen Beetle. Let's get started. And we're off. 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. Coming into the first turn is a blind turn. Now we're in second corner. It's actually a blind corner. You just turn in, a curve magically appears. You hopefully clip it, grab 3rd gear down into the kink. This is a tricky turn. You got to stay to the left in order to get a good lineup through these 2 90-degree right corners. Feeding in the power each time, trying not to get too much push, trying not to get too much wheel spin. Coming into the scariest, most dangerous part of the track is this left turn 6. If you come over another blind press into the curve, lining up for the jump. Try not to go too big. There in the background, you see some weird dock loading device in Long Beach that George Lucas used to inspire the big walking creatures in Star Wars. Random fact, as we come into the last corner, start-finish line, fourth gear, and that is a lap here in Long Beach.
Having some fun on board there and getting ready now for our first heat. Let's take a look at the Royal Purple starting grid, Tommy.
Well, you see Scott Speed trying to get his season back on track. Since those 2 wins, has not had a win or even a podium. Travis Pastrana with a heat win yesterday. Got himself a front row spot, and Sverre Isaksson on the outside of the front row.
And in that second row, when you look back there, you're looking at Steve Arpin's car. Next to him, the VW Beetle of Tanner Faust. Going to be really interesting to see how he does. They've been developing this car. They've taken months to get it here, but it's ready in LA. But the big story, look who's in the back of the pack.
So I said he can afford to be conservative, but he wasn't being conservative. That is what put him here. He actually got a penalty for blasting Weeman in one of the preliminary heats, and then a miscommunication on the start with his team owner led to a poor finish, and then a lot of harsh words between the two of them. Team owner, because his team owner is subbing as a spotter this weekend.
So here on board with Travis Pastrana, number 199. He is back, his first GRC race of this season. And he looked just great yesterday once he'd figured it all out. But in the subs.com Ford Fiesta ST, Nelson Piquet Jr., this is going to be a tough race for him. We're green in Los Angeles.
Piquet already making a move. So much for conservative. He had a jump on Arpin in front of him, but ended up that gap disappeared. Isaksson out front.
Isaksson got a great jump. Speed managed to get his way past Pastrana. Oh, and jump in there a little bit. You saw the Beetle of Faust.
And Piquet is broken. Piquet is out on that from that start line incident.
So there you see that Ford Fiesta of Nelson Piquet just rolling off the side of the track. So this is a disaster.
Isaksson, Pastrana, and Arpin head for the Joker. Speed's going to try to only lose one spot. It's going to be close for that second spot.
So Tanner Faust sitting in the back there in the Beetle. Sverre Isaksson, though, in the Subaru out front and looking good. If you look at the top of your screen, you see as the names scroll, you have a Joker symbol. When it's colored, that means they have taken that Joker lap.
Now watch Scott Speed. Scott Speed's been showing, pardon the pun, lots of speed. And look at this, in with Nelson Piquet out almost before the race began. Situation going from bad to worse.
Huge disappointment this weekend for Piquet. Speed chasing down Sverre Isaksson. And Pastrana's under challenge from Steve Arpin now.
At the Open, I said the Joker is only a little bit faster, so what Speed is going to have to be right on the bumper of Isaksson before he takes the Joker. He'll wait as long as he can to do that. You can even do it on the last lap coming to the checker, but look how close he is now. So if he's right on his bumper, and Isaksson's starting to be defensive already.
In car with Scott Speed, and his team has worked really hard to get this VW Polo to the line. Here we go. Is this the right time to take the Joker, Tommy?
We'll see. It's going to be close. He's on the inside. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. And Isaksson over under him. No.
Nice move from Isaksson. He almost makes it, and not quite enough space there. Scott Speed just slammed the door on Isaksson.
He's so smooth. He knew what he was going to do, and the key was he came out in front of him, so he's gassing it up, but he had to rotate the car enough to be able to get back to the inside to block the over-under move.
And a lot of people talking about how Scott Speed is the master on road courses, and only about 10 or 15% of this course is actually dirt. You're looking at it right there. That is literally all of the dirt on this course. So this is, dare I say, a Scott Speed track.
It is, but things haven't gone exactly their way. You can see the yellow front spoiler. This is actually the Polo of Tanner Faust, and they had to rewrap the car in 7-Up colors when he had trouble with his primary.
So despite all of the challenges, Scott Speed is looking very good. And look at the gap between Isaksson in second and Pastrana in third. And they're climbing all over the back of Travis Pastrana's Subaru.
And there's that new Beetle making a move back in the back. this is shaping up perfectly for taking a huge chunk out of that lead of Nelson Piquet. Now, his guys have got to be wondering, hey, he's got to get that car back together. How badly damaged is it for the last chance qualifier? If it's damaged really badly and he somehow doesn't make it, I mean, there's another race tomorrow.
You saw the white flag flying, indicates that this is the final lap of this heat with Scott Speed in the lead over Sverre Isaacson, and that insane battle for third right now. Everybody is trying to take that Travis Pastrana, but I think Scott Speed has got this. He just needs to be smooth through the next couple of corners. Here we go, over the jump and into the final turn section. Oh, Isaacson trying to get close. He's trying to take a look. But it's not going to work. Scott Speed takes the first heat, and that is really going to help his points chase. And Pastrana hangs on for third.
Faust saved the Joker for the last lap.
But a bad start there for Tanner Faust, and he just couldn't find a way past Steve Arpin. But a great race there, as we said, in the borrowed polo for Scott Speed over Sverre Isaacson and Travis Pastrana. He's back for this weekend, takes a third in that heat.
But Nelson Piquet finishing in 7th, so they're going to have to figure out how badly is that car damaged and hustle to get it prepared or try to get it fixed for the LCQ.
So Nelson Piquet climbing out of the car, and here you see him bounced onto that inner wall. So the team is going to have to work hard to get Piquet back. We'll see him in the last chance qualifier.
I'm MMA champ Chuck Liddell.
Havoc wreaking. Boom, just nails it. Adrenaline.
Round 7 of Red Bull Global Rallycross from the Port of Los Angeles is brought to you by Royal Purple, the performance oil that outperforms. By AutoZone, get in the zone. By GoPro, the world's most versatile camera. And by Motegi Racing, fueled by innovation. Welcome back, everyone, to the Port of Los Angeles Red Bull Global Rallycross Round 7. And a great race that we just saw. Scott Speed winning in our first heat. And there you see the Lane Victory. That's not wrong. It's not Victory Lane. It's actually the ship. It's a Victory class ship called the Lane Victory. And that race, though, was disaster for Nelson Piquet Jr.
And you saw he got a really good start. He's up a good ways alongside Steve Arpin, and then the gap just disappears. And I said the one guy that could be a little bit conservative was Piquet, but, I mean, it's a relative term because he's in the back, and the weekend builds on itself. He's trying to transfer to the final.
So that was not helping Nelson Piquet Jr.'s points chase, and now Kristen Kenny's caught up with him.
Nelson, can you tell us what happened out there?
It's simple. Steve Arpin just turned into me, threw me in the wall. I mean, I had a much better start than he did. Half of my car was next to me, just threw me in the wall, and obviously it's a big concrete wall. There's nothing car could have survived. So the car is done. Probably won't even make the LCQ. So thanks, Steve.
Wow, well, that's going to be amazing if he doesn't make the LCQ. Well, building the grid for our final. See the first 3 drivers already in there. Speed, Isaacson, and Travis Pastrana. Pastrana back. He is back with a vengeance.
And Speed is licking his chops with the trouble for Nelson Piquet. And in this next heat, you have Ken Block, who's also trying to make up some ground. So Speed's doing everything he can thus far. Let's see what Block can do next. But look at that damage, both front and rear damage.
Wow, Nelson Piquet Jr. now is, you know, we talked about how he had that 39-point pad coming in here, but that is, it's kind of disappearing quickly, and you can see the team just looking at that thing. Wow, Royal Purple grid for our heat number 2, and taking a look at that front row, Ken Block is the guy on your right.
But the guy on the inside, Johnny Weeman, is a guy that I feel is ready to break through. He virtually swept everything up until his semi in Daytona, knocking on the door for that first win. Only 20 years old, protege of Marcus Gronholm, and I think he's getting close to breaking through for his first win.
And sitting there in the second row, there's a Hyundai Veloster sandwich that contains the Subaru of Bucky Lasek in the middle. Reese Millen to the left of the picture there, won in Daytona, his first ever Global Rallycross win. And he's got some challenges, got to work his way out of that second row.
There's on board with Johnny Weeman, and he's really hard on himself. He says, I'm making too many mistakes. He's a rookie in the supercars. He dominated lights last year, but this is a guy, like I said, he's doing a lot of winning in heat races. And now we have Ken Block, who's also on a roll, and you start to see the confidence building. Ken Block doesn't maybe like this type of course, but he's got 3 podiums in a row, including a win. And so he's got to feel good about his chances. He just saw PK in big trouble. Let's see what he can do on this start.
So Ken Block going to launch up the front. The lights will go red when they go out. They have 5 seconds that they can launch that green at any moment. And green now in Los Angeles.